giving it just a second to see if it stabilizes, otherwise we're going to cancel the stream. Checking the Xfinity outage map. I think what's going on is it's towards the end of the month, so they're throttling the fuck out of me. Yeah, I mean, it's the ISP. It's the garbage ISP. Looks like we're up to the base. We're sitting around 10K kbps. How long have we been at this? Almost 6 minutes. It looks stable. It looks stable. I'm gonna give it like, I don't know, a minute and a half longer and see if it can stabilize, and if it does, we'll start the stream. If not, we'll reschedule for tomorrow. Let's do this real quick. No. Currently waiting out the see if this will stabilize. Alright. It looks stable, it looks stable, it looks stable. Let's go back over here. I had to throw some night wizards at y'all. Okay. Alright, we're at over 10K kbps for the last minute or so. I think we can roll. If we have any more troubles, I'm going to just reschedule for tomorrow, but let's get this paint stream. Let's get it rolling. Wait, mute this mic. Mic test, testing the mic test. Testing the mic. I think it's gonna work. It looks like it's gonna work. Let's hit this buton. I'm rearranging a few things here, getting the light set up. I think it's going to work. Fingers crossed, y'all. All right. Is the camera kind of jumping around a little bit? It did the like, it recentered itself. I don't think it's flashing. It is live. I hear music. I hear much more reasonably volumed music as well. My chat readout is 30 seconds behind. I think YouTube is just like, they have been shitifying their service. And it makes me sad because I'm a YouTube people. As in a user and creator. Okay, looks like we're going. All right. I'm mostly confident, although I did just see the camera flicker again. If it does any more of that, let me know in the chat so I can crawl on the floor and replug it. Welcome to another paint stream, y'all. It's we are woefully behind, but not too bad. 10-minute start. Yeah, it's flickering. Poo, boo, boo. Awful, awful. All right, let me. Yeah, I see it. It's glitching. I gotta unplug it and plug it back in. Which means I have to trace the cable down the wall through the maze of cables and then unplug and plug it back in. The downside of having all your cables like mounted to the wall is that you have to, I don't know which is the one. I don't know which is the right one. Where the hell is Paint Stream? Let me get back here so I can see. All right, we'll unplug this one randomly. Bidadunk. Is that the right one? That was the right one. Okay. So now we've got to uninitialize it, I guess. I love this. I love when it does this. I assure you that nothing has changed in the meantime. And if I could find the deactivate button, I could deactivate it and reactivate it. There we go. Ah yes, computers. Things go wrong for no reason after making 0 changes. No, dude, you gotta hack the mainframe. I don't even have a keyboard. I can't hack the mainframe. I run this computer on on-screen keyboard, straight up. This computer exists for no other reason than to stream the paint stream. That is all it does. I'm in when you're in. Clacka, clacka, clacka. All right. Okay, so today we're gonna get started back in on the Legend Killer. We're gonna finish him up. Finish starting with all these awful blue outlines that look so bad. And then we're gonna dig in with like the metallic work on the weapons. We're gonna do a little NMM, and we're gonna do the freehand stuff on the sides of the cockpit as well. Giggity. Howdy. Sling. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so we're going to, when did I do this? I think this is the Legend Killer sheet here. I'm gonna start by rehydrating this wet palette dry ass wet palette. More accurate. Y'all can't see the disaster of like the 4 million paints that are on my desk right now. But I assure you, trying to navigate around them is rough. Anyhow, welcome to the paint stream. I'm your host, Cameron. This is the Bullshit Corner 2.0, and today we're going to be painting on the Legend Killer, hoping to bring this model to completion. And then after stream tonight, I'm going to be joining the Dicks in the Dark as a guest player on their Mega Dungeon stream. So that'll be 5 o'clock. There's a auto redirect. If you can't get enough of the nonsense going on in the background while you're working on your own hobby, make sure to click on that link. Show a little love to this channel. Dip it in the sauce. Dip it in the sauce. What sauce do I have? What could I dip in the sauce for you? I could make some kind of sauce. What about... what could we do? What could we do to dip it in the sauce for you? I got a hatchet man with a katana. I'm gonna dip that in some sauce. Let's mix up some sauce. What color is the sauce? What color is the sauce? We're gonna go with, I think we want to get some purple sauce. We go for some purple. A little bit of purple, a little bit of that. I think that's enough. Let's mix up some sauce for our dip our mech like a nugget, you know. This boy. Let's dip him in there. Dip him in there, real nice and purpley. We'll update y'all as to whether or not that did anything later in the stream. Mech sauced. I'm gonna pour this into my trash can, maybe? How do I deal with this? No, it should be ranch. I don't have any ranch. I could maybe make some if I bought up, if I bought the stuff and used my Vegenaise. Alright, so we're gonna put a paper towel in this to try and curtail some of the like liquidiness, and this is going right in my trash can. There we go. Alright. And I'll have it facing upwards to do stuff. Alright, so we got our wet palette. I kind of need it nice and moist. I can feel that it's going to be another kind of dry day. So nice and wet palette. And if y'all recall where we were at, working on our boy last time around, we've done the legs. We're working our way up around the top and then onto the other arm with all the blue outlines. So we're going to wrap up the blue outlines, and then we'll probably do the weapons next. We're going to be going for a similar like reflective feel that we have on our Yin Lo Wang, and have these boys match a little bit. They have kind of the same palette. This guy, of course, is a little more gray than white. Alright, so for that then, we're going to dive in with Flat Blue by Vallejo. This is the color I kind of landed on after trying to use Azure. And I'm just going to try to pick a good spot where we have a little bit of parchment still, so that this will flow up into our paint. And given the problems of last time, I think we're going to go with a drop of fluid retarder. Just one. Boop. Slow down that drying process, and then we're going to pipette out. Is this clean? That is clean. Pipette out 2 drops of water. I think will do it. Today we're going to be using a 6 round for stirring, but I did not clean this brush. It is stiff. So, to deal with that, let's dig in with a little bit of acetone. I only use synthetic brushes, so the acetone is not super bad for them. Do not use acetone on your natural fiber brushes. It is really harmful to those bristles. Also, a reminder to folks out there, if you didn't catch the TTRPG Tuesday last night, we had an absolute blast talking about cursed topics and drawing many, many wieners on the map. Make sure to come by and check that out every other Tuesday at 6 p.m. PST. And if you didn't catch it live and you like a little bit of live play, make sure to check it on the replay and let me know what you think, where we could improve. But that is neither here nor there, because today is the Wednesday paint stream. We're going to be running 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. PST, and then we're going to dip over to the Dicks in the Dark. Welcome along. Hope you're all having fun out there, whatever you're doing today, whatever you're stuck in. If you're hobbying, if you're working, if you're driving, greetings and salutations to you all. Okay, so we're going to mix up our blue. This is a fabulous color that comes in the, I want to say it was like the basic colors set from Vallejo. Very good set. Mostly. It did come with a couple metallics that are really meh. And then azure and blue are really similar. There was one other that had like two really, really similar colors. Another Nate says blue is definitely a color. Welcome, another Nate. Hope you're doing well. Blue is a color. It is one of the three like classical primary colors. Although, you know, it's funny. The more I see about CMY, the more I'm starting to think that the actual, like, true kings of color is the CMY color wheel. At least for painting. I don't know if the same holds true for digital art, but the saturation just seems better. It's almost like you could paint realism better with RYB, and you're going to get better results for like neon colors with CMY. Blue is for suckers, red is for winners. Well, this guy's got both. This guy's got both. He's got blue over top of his red. Yinlo Wang doesn't have any blue, except for the blue I added. This one was really fun. I did record Yinlo Wang, so we'll turn that into a 10-minute mini episode. My apologies on the slow video production. I've been delaying and delaying, but we're going to have a really long video out later this week. Aiming for a Friday morning release. Should be fun. Has a nice bonus segment in it, filled with lots of subscriber submissions. In fact, I dare say it is 40% of the content. Blue will just slow him down. Where is the blue good for, though? Where would blue be advantageous? Water mechs? Something like that? Sky mechs? Skynet. Okay, I may have over-thinned this. Let's see here. Let's get some down. No, nope, there we go. It's flowing nicely. Okay, I have some spots where I have handled it, and it's rubbed a little paint off, so we're going to correct those real quick. And then we're going to continue around the top. Looks like he did the feet, up the legs, up the pelvis, onto most of the torso. And we started coming around from the back over the top. So let's work on that now. I am Cameron, the country boy in the big city, presenting for Country Fried Minis. This is the Bullshit Corner 2.0, and today we're going to be painting edge work. Let's get that zoomed in for y'all, actually, so you can see a little better. Kick back, listen to these relaxing music. and dig in. Let me know what you think in the chat. I definitely want to know about what you're working on. If you're not already members of the Discord, check it out. It's in the description down below. Show us your work. Alright, so I am not by any means a steady painter here. So I'm going to take tact of just getting the color on there, and if it's on there, it's on there, and that's good enough. Water mechs need to be black and yellow stripes. Ah, yes. What I missed the Yin Lo Wang stream? That's the one I've been wanting to see since I need to paint a Yin Lo Wang. Yes, there are some streams. I think we did it in 2 episodes. But there will be a video coming out soon, or sometime soon, about it. I just really screwed that up bad right there. Let's try to lift some of it off. Yin Lo Wang is painted. We need to finish the base. But yeah, he'll be a fun little piece of content. It'll be a 10-minute minis episode as well, so we can focus on the process more than the deep silliness. Plus, it's pretty simple. It's really just about getting the shapes correct. I went with a really simple paint up of like primer, and then contrast paint, and then we layered in opaque color back over top of the contrast paint, and then picked out all the fun little details. Kind of similar to what we're doing here, only this guy is, instead of getting the highlights, is getting this blue edge treatment. Everyone loves a good edged rifleman. Boobs. It's real quiet, so quiet I can only hear it with my eyes. Wait, what? Chat is really quiet, isn't it? I have to drink it in with my own eyes as well. But that's okay. Because y'all are delicious. Tall drink of water. So refreshing. I'll drink you in with my eyes any day. Wait. Okay, so in this case, there's 2 edges on this bevel, but I think in favor of just like simplifying the process, what we're going to do is we're just going to paint that beveled surface as if it were a corner. It'd be a little easier than trying to put 2 tight little lines right next to each other. All right. So we are nearing the completion of this stage. We do have a few more to go, and unfortunately, because I'm diving in with this part of the process, I'm not really in a flow state yet. But we'll blast through it, and then we'll do some fun stuff, the fun little details. Do you accept the colon bees into your life? No. Nope. I'm principled. The colon bees destroy society, and for better or worse. Any entity that, in its own attainment of self-actualization, needs to rewrite society and rewrite the norms. I'm dubious of their non-malice. If that makes any sense. See, the colon bees, the problem with the colon bees is in pursuit of their transcendence, in pursuit of becoming an actualized perfect being, and bringing individual humans into the fold, into the hive mind. They end up plying the whims of society around them. It's much like the What's that parasite that's in cat poop? The Toxoplasmosis gondii. Legend Killer looks like a tedious pain in the ass. Yes. It has been quite tedious. But I want to do it right. And of course, these mechs are for a good friend who deserves a good paint job. So they're getting my Tabletop Plus treatment. I wouldn't say I'm going display quality here. They're definitely not. And honestly, I think if I were going to go display quality, I wouldn't attempt Legend Killer. It's just, it requires too many like clean small lines. And if you look at the individual lines on my mech, a lot of them are pretty sloppy. Definitely taking a good enough is good enough approach here, but also trying to be really careful and do a good job of it at the same time. A little bit of give and take, a little bit of both. So we'll cut this across. Sure. Nearing completion of this step though. We just gotta go around. Oh, fuck, that is way too wide. I think it's okay though. I think it's okay. It is a little sloppy. We're gonna have to correct that with a little bit of gray. No, he doesn't deserve? No, I disagree. I disagree. The recipient of these definitely deserves. Alright, we're going to clean up that edge we made too fat. A little medium sea gray. Now I need to double check my reference material, I think. What is... where did I have that? I think that might have just been a Chrome tab. I bet I still have it open. Let me double check. I do not still have it open. So let's pull up Legend Killer Sarna, and then I'm pretty sure I have to, because the Sarna page does not format images correctly on phone. I have to open the image itself in a new tab, and then we should be able to like dig into it. All right. I've already forgotten what I was trying to look up here. I wanted to see if the fin also had the blue, and it does. It's all around it. Okay, so we'll color in the bits on the torso here, and then we'll move up to the top, and that'll work. Colon bees get nicely marinated if you're on the diet. Yeah, they often choke on it too, so eating them isn't animal cruelty anymore at that point. Also, howdy. No, I think that under the protected class that colon bees are, that they like incidental death from gastric measures is not like, you won't be Comstar won't charge you with anything if there's like a hive collapse, so no worries there. But you can't remove them. The best case scenario is you start eating a really high acid diet, and it starts to drive them out, and they'll pick up their queen and move onwards. Because they are a hive mind that is like reaching for, what's the term, sentience, collective sentience. They are, it's not senescence, it's sentience. if you have malicious intent towards them, they'll be able to suss that out and they'll leave you alone. At least for now. The problem with the society in which we tolerate the colon bees is that eventually all society falls to the colon bees, and those who are more pliable to the cause of those bees will root out undesirables in society. It takes a long time. The arc of the colon bees is kind of it's insidious, because it's a good thing for society for tens of thousands of years, maybe even longer, and then suddenly it's a very bad thing for society. For those of you who don't know, this whole thing started in the voice chats, and it has kind of taken off like wildfire in the discussions in the community, and now we have like this full lore for this kind of really interesting slice of, like, I guess it'd be kind of akin to like Fey wildlife. If you ignore the fact that colon bees are bees in your butt, there's some really interesting lore there. You just got to kind of get past that step. Okay. I think nobody's ever going to look underneath this, but I would be shirking my duty if I did not mark the undersides here as well. Because you never know. Sometimes people mark their prone mechs by actually laying them down. So let's go in there and put a line across that, and one right next to it. And you know what? That's good enough. I'm not going to try too hard there because I'm going to screw it up. But we'll do the bottom of this thing too. There we go. And we'll run along the bottom of this one as well. Just right across it. Now. Alright, excellent. I think this line should be extended to where we can see it on the outside. So we're going to use the side of the brush and scrape it across that. Across the back, same over here. Nope. Alright, so that's outlined. Let's work down onto this torso bit here. Try to be really careful. Anytime we've got like these angles where you're like reaching in between bits, things can go south really, really quick. What are we looking at here? Is my mic low today? No, I just need to enunciate more. The colon bees produce honey, yes, and the colon bee honey is interesting in that as part of the process of converting poop into honey, the colon bees take genetic material from the cells that make up your intestinal contents, and it turns those cells into pluripotent stem cells. So like colon bee honey is by design and by adaptation like super regenerative. It's like it's a really, really powerful medicine. And that's part of their adaptive strategy to slowly convert like grand scale societies into accepting them, where they slowly take over, because the people who become the hives get subsumed into the hive mind. They become part of the They're part of the process of the hive mind coming forth. A lot like the Borg, except individual hives are reaching, they're becoming actualized true beings. And in doing so, though, the original host becomes basically a immobile hive over thousands of years. It's a remarkable arc in that the way the bees work, they are, like, in the long run, their society destroying, but in the, like, in a more, like, in a shorter time frame, like a couple thousand years, they appear on the surface to be universally good for society. Of course, it's a beehive. It has no intent. So colon bees must seek out diabetics since honey and comb production is all based on intake of sugar. I wonder, that could be like an expanded part of the lore. Tobias was talking about playing it as a Delta Green, I think is the name of the game. Like an X-Files style RPG to investigate it. I thought that would be really fun. The beauty of the idea of colon bees is the whole, like, if you're using this tool in your D&D game or your, like, sci-fi RPG, where you put the hive, like, on the timeline, greatly impacts, like, the outcomes and what your players will be facing. And I think that's really, really neat. Like, early on, it's kind of a curiosity, but like a well-established, like, 10,000-year-old hive that's, like, in a cave somewhere, that's like a society-destroying event. Asking is a legit beekeeper. So colon bees, yeah, okay. So we may need to tap you a little bit on this idea. Full transparency, this all started, we were hanging out in voice chat and we were talking about something to do with insects and bees, and someone in chat was reading out a URL, and it was like such and such.edu.org.com / etymology / entomology / insects : bees. And I said colon bees, and man, it took off like a fucking out of control something. And it has been a hot topic of discussion ever since around here. If you want to contribute to the lore of the colon bees, make sure to sign up on the Discord. Link in the description down below. If you're not already over there, we do have some fun conversations. Whether we're sharing or hobbying or just chilling and playing video games, it's a great space with really lovely people. Yeah, you guys rock. It's Woody Brud. Yeah, I know who you are. I know who you are. That's a call specifically to any of y'all who are catching this after the fact via the algorithm. And in fact, if you do catch this via the algorithm somehow, let me know in the comments down below that you're here, and I will see and acknowledge you and wave howdy, and the algorithm will be happy. YouTube likes that kind of thing. There's a reason that all these creators call out so much for like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, because the YouTube algorithm is very, very broken. And that stuff convinces our almighty algorithm that this content is worth seeing. All right, so we're gonna work our way around this arm now. Again, trying to be really careful with our slightly thinned, what is this color called? It's like flat blue. Yeah, 70.962 flat blue. It's interesting. I was talking with Tuck Davion a bit last time we were streaming, and he used a purple color. He shared some pictures, I think, on the Discord as well, and it looks great. And if you look at the art, it kind of does have a purpley hue to it, but it's interesting to note that I think the purple effect that's happening on the red is assembled in your brain. It's the blue right next to the red that's creating that purple look. It's much in the same way that that you see in pointillism, like in what's the guy's name? Girat? He did no, Legrand Girat? I can't remember. Mondrian. Piet Mondrian's Legrand Girat. You'd know the picture if you've seen it. Everybody knows it. It's like the French countryside, like lakeside scene. The women with the big butts, because of the style of the dresses at the time, and it's painted with dots, painted with little tiny dots. When you get really close, it's like it looks like a mess, but when you stand back and examine it, like your eyes assemble the colors in your brain. Same effect. It's neat. It's something that I think could be explored more in miniature painting. Having small bits of color right next to each other that assemble as another color in your brain. I wonder if there's any like bust painters that explore this. Gotta be. Oh yes, and this has been another episode of Musings of a Mediocre Painter. Just about done. And this is something we are kind of touching on last time, that it is a ton of work to do this, but every stroke you put down is a step towards completion. And given enough strokes, you'll bring your model to completion. Is this thing working? Now it is. Almost there. Almost there. Who is this? Is this Ingrid Witt? Or is this? Yeah. Trying to get a little blue on the inside without making it too big. Okay, and then we do wrap the blue around the bottom. And I think with this final bit here, we are mostly finished with the blue. We'll do a double check really quick to make sure we've got it all. And I think we've hit that point. Let's double check that this area right here doesn't have any blue. I don't think it does because we're going to freehand on that. Channeling Bob Ross today? Yeah, that was always the original intent. Okay, so what we have here is something interesting happening. So coming across the top of the head there, and down to the bottom, this is all basically straight blue. This is all basically straight blue because we're gonna do this freehand detail here. So we're gonna block in this shape, starting from the top and coming down to the bottom, which is like halfway across that bit. And then it does look like we still have more of the striping here under the chin. So we'll work on that now. So to achieve that, I think what we'll do is we're gonna start with, we're gonna come in here first and run across this. Run across that. Get our little blue striping set out. There's like a double line here actually. Let's try to capture that. And then we need a little bit right here and right here. I just want to make sure that has... Okay. Alright, so now we're going to take our blue. Let's go with the 65-degree camera angle. FOV, I guess? Yeah, it is FOV. And let's bring that all the way in so y'all can see the tiny stuff. Alright, so you take that same blue and we're going to start at the top because this face kind of comes out right here. And we're going to paint in all of this as blue. And it comes out to like the middle of this. It's hard to see past the guns for y'all, but it comes into the middle of this like detail right here. So we're gonna blue that out. And we're just gonna paint all this blue. There are like some little red spatters. So the painters did like they left little holes in the blue to be like blood spatters coming out of the mouth of the beast. So we'll go back in with the red later. And at this point, if we do a little spillover and we hit the cockpit, that's fine, because we'll go back later and do the yellow cockpit glass. But for now, we just want a nice blue foundation for what we're about to put down. And this flat blue has a nice desaturated, like purple look to it right next to the red. It's gonna look great. Now, I don't think I actually have like a proper tentacle pink, so we may have to mix a color, but that's fine. We'll do the same thing on the other side now. And again, it comes from like the middle of this top panel right here. So we're going to bring that down all the way to the cockpit. You get like a little bit of both the blue edging and the full blue thing here. Now same, there's like a gray plate on the chin, and the blue starts at the middle of that. So we're going to bring that all the way back. Anywhere that's red, we're just going to paint right over. Put that blue down. Now normally I like to do a black base for my freehands to provide a little extra contrast. And I'm not 100% sure if it's the right call here, but we're going to start with it. And if it doesn't work, we'll go back over. We'll go back over with the blue and cover it if it doesn't look good. But I do think that
having that fine black outline around any freehand detail really makes it stand out. Even if the actual freehand work on a mech at mech scale would not have such a detail. Okay, there we go. We have our blue foundation on both sides. Let's cover over that little bit of red there. There we go. That's looking pretty good. We have a little bit more here, a little bit of red hiding behind that mold line. So let's cover that over. Weehaw indeed. Weehaw indeed. Was I out of frame for that whole thing? I'm trying to strike a balance of y'all can see it. And I'm able to actually paint it. Okay, so we got our blue down. I got this bottle of black that is like kind of partially thinned out.
We're talking about the thug.
We are talking about the thug. I need to do a thug. Thugs can't spell. Alright. Let's double check our reference. So it's a really simple design here. A really simple shape. In fact, let's go ahead and basically draw it so I know what we're doing. We're going to come in. Let's come back out to a 90-degree angle. There we go. We're still zoomed in as far, but the camera's like looking at more. Alright, so let me grab this pen and we're going to kind of go over what we're doing here. So it's like it's just coming out like this in pink, and then it's got gums. It's just a mouth like that, really simplified pink mouth on the top, and then same on the bottom, coming straight out like this. We're gonna break down our process. Okay, and then overall the gums is like a big C curve, and that C curve is like broken up with tears. So I think the way we can get this is just doing like scratchy strokes with our pink, and then it's got a tongue that comes out like this. I don't know if we can fit that little like S-curve bit. It's a nice little a little note to any of y'all trying to like draw symbols and stuff. If you break things down to C's and S's, it looks way more organic. And then we've got one big tooth, small tooth, big tooth, really big tooth, kind of big tooth. And then we've got like a front on angled tooth like that, a second front on angled tooth like that, and then one more there. I don't know if we can fit that many teeth in there, but we'll try. And the bottom is similar. We have one on the tip. We have a big long fang as our second one. We have a third and a fourth. All the ones on the bottom are kind of long. And then it looks like we only have 1, 2, and 3 back here. 1, 2, and 3. All right, this is what our mouth looks like. So this is all pink. This is just like solid bright pink. This is kind of a darker pink, but I think because it's so small, we can just do all this in the pink, and that's in the same pink. And this is same pink. So we can probably get away with just, basically we'll paint black down. Let me draw it out. So we're gonna take black and basically do like this. If it makes sense, we'll try to show the idea. So we'll do this like this bigger outline area in solid black first. This is all solid black. And then when we go back in with our pink over top right here, that'll be that'll show up over the black, and we'll push it to the edge of the black outline. But this is basically our process piece right here. This is what we're going for. Really simplified, reduce it to the shapes. I think we can get away with just 3 colors. It's black, pink, and white. So we can do it. Pink and pink, I like it. Yeah, exactly. I'll give you a pink mouth. Just give me time to find some lipstick. Don't you threaten me with a good time. Although I have it on good authority that smooching your subscribers is probably a good way to get canceled on the internet. Okay. I need a pink. I need a pink. I need a good pink. And you know what? It might just be time to bust out. Excuse me. This here bright magenta. Is that? I think that's our pink. Pink is Mr. Aerosmith's favorite color. Yeah, I know that song. I remember that. But first, we're going to start with black. All right, this is also an opportunity to try out these new. I got these really cheapo nail art brushes from Amazon. I think this is our boy right here. Stupid sharp tips, $3.99, y'all. $3.99. These plastic tubes that they're in, they definitely feel like they only cost $3.99. But somebody tipped me off to these in one of the anime styled painting areas that they use them for painting eyes and painting the eye shine and stuff for their anime models. Oh snap! You're painting a rifleman or black deck. No, this is the Legend Killer from the BattleTech Essentials box set. We've already done Yin Lo Wang, so we're going for this box art on the rifleman. It's a very silly paint scheme, red and gray, blue outlines on all the panels, and then we're doing a mouth here on the sides. Okay, so let's get our process drawing back out. Reminder what we're doing here, and we're working on this section here. We're doing all this outline in black. So we're going to paint that shape on both sides and see what we can pull here. And the mouth is kind of in line with the top of the cockpit. So we're just gonna, you know what? I don't think we're ready for that yet. Let's go back to our 3-0 round. And we're gonna start filling in the black outline. So, a little bit of room for the teeth to come out. So we'll make like a fat band of black. Okay. And then we need the the curve of the, I don't know what you'd call that, like the ligaments connecting the jaws. And then we're gonna come across the bottom here and bring this out. Try to give us enough room. What is this?
Urlund, chaotic
What? Thank you
Urlund.
for the
Subscribe to the channel.
Thank you for the subscription, my guy. Amazing. I've no biscuit coins and Mr. Country Fried needs some push-ups. How do you have no biscuit coins? How do you have no biscuit coins? You know, you get 250 biscuit coins for every 5 minutes in which you've had active participation in the chat.
But you do work out.
Oh, I do. No.
Give me 10.
Someone indulges me. All right, here we go. I got you. 10 coming right up.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
That's 10. Thank you. Telling you, every time I drop and do those, my hair finds its way into my mouth. All right, let's cross out the push-ups from before. This is... Get rid of all that. Come on, pen. Why? We'll start a new one. Push-ups. First 10 of the day. Thank you. I like molasses on my biscuits for breakfast. I don't know if I've ever actually had molasses on biscuits, and I see the appeal though. Just straight up. Here to help. Yes. You done gambled them all? I'm waiting until the fiddly part is over before I fire an excuse. Yeah, the never had molasses. I've had molasses, just never on a biscuit directly. Here, can we try that again? Let's try to give you some biscuit coins. My autocorrect added a period. Oh, come on, phone. Jesus Christ. No, the bot is like really weird. It's like I think it has to do with the way that Streamlabs pulls the API, and I think it does it in time chunks. So what you end up with is like this weird phenomenon where chat sometimes the chat bot just doesn't see you unless you've been like the most recent one to speak. But they're good for stuff like, you know, exclamation point redeem Popcat, which is my favorite. Popcat the best. All right, what are we doing here? We're painting a tongue now, or the outline of a tongue. So we're going to come back in. All right, so we have our first black outline laid out. We're going to come in and do the same thing over here. Let's check our reference one more time. I think the jaw is a little higher than I put it. Yeah, it is a little higher than I put it on this side. So we're going to correct that real quick. It should be all the way up at the top here. Like this. Okay, that's better. And then that means we can push our blue up into the bottom here and correct a little bit of that. Not too much, because we still want that black area bigger than our jaw that we actually paint. Let's correct it back here as well. Okay, now we'll do the same on the other side. We're going to come in, we're going to bring that black outline down to the front, like so. Pow. Make sure to keep a little room in it for the teeth. So right on the front, and then it's got like a jaw connecting membrane. And of course we're going to paint over all this, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And then this jaw will stick out towards the bottom. Make sure to have enough room for the pink and the white. trying to hold this to where y'all can see it, but I can also see it as well. Okay, we'll do that. Then we need that tongue. The tongue kind of comes out like this. It's got a little bit of a curl. There we go, perfect. It's a little blobby, but that's fine. I got a Rifleman I still need to play. This Saturday will be my 50th Alpha Strike game. I've only ever played one game of Alpha Strike at this point. I'm definitely a classic BattleTech player. They're different games for sure. I think Alpha Strike, I see where Alpha Strike appeals to folks who play more traditional tabletop games. It's just a grind to the death. Won't say what my win-loss is, it's bad. Kind of why I stopped playing Infinity the game. I have like a 90% loss rate in that game. Okay, give me just a second. I need to fill my empty coffee cup. I'm going to be about 30 seconds, and then we're going to start in on our delicious bright magenta, and we'll get the jaws detailed. But I'm going to hit the BRB screen for about half a minute. I just got to go like 15 feet that way. Be right back. Alright, here we go. Paint stream. Nice fresh sippy cup. Win-loss is not a metric required for the tracking of fun. It's honestly why I enjoy classic BattleTech so much. CBT is it's so random that it does this fun thing, at least for me, wherein I can kind of get out of the mindset of playing to win or lose. And unlike other games, it allows me to kind of enjoy when my opponent is doing well. I get asked that among 40k competitive circles. The reason I quit is called about numbers and stats. Yeah. I gotta admit, I kind of liked competitive Infinity, but I live in the Bay Area, the San Francisco Bay Area, and some of the best players in the country, among like rub shoulders with the best in the world in the competitive circles out here for Infinity. And just like, I don't stand a chance against these folks. Even like a casual game is often against someone who's like a degree or two separation from like Poly Nikes and is used to playing against these fellers, so they just go really, really hard at all times. And it's not fun to lose every time. It's not about winning, but it is really not fun to lose every game. Or like 9 out of 10 games. Where is my 6? So we're going to take our magenta, we're going to thin it a little bit. Just a single drop of water I think will be plenty. And we'll use this magenta because it's going to allow us to build up the 2 layers of pink. And we're going to dig in with our nail art brush and see how this thing works. BattleTech and OPR Fantasy and Grimdark Future are my go-to games. Hell yeah. I've had some folks try to get me into one-page rules. I need to try it out. Definitely need to try it out. Alright, so now we're going to go in with our pink. And we're just going to start putting down our jaw. Now, the thing about this is because I'm using a craft paint here, the coverage is going to be really bad. And we just need to be patient and build it up in a few easy layers. But because we're doing a freehand, I'm not worried about panel lines. We're just going to ignore those panel lines like they don't even exist. And we'll run right over top of it. Okay, so we put down some pink. And we're going to come across the bottom and do the same thing. And just flesh out the flesh down here. And it's okay if it's a little bigger than it actually is, because we're going to put those white teeth over top. Can you see that? I'm trying. This is very small. It's hard to capture. This is one of those situations where I wish I had a good mirrorless camera. But they are expensive. They're quite expensive, and they're just not in the cards for me at the moment. All right, so with the foundational pink, and now we're going to come in with some streaks, and I think we're intentionally going to do this as kind of patchy streaks to leave some of the little holes that the artwork has. But we also have the double-edged sword of the coverage of the craft paint being really bad. So we're just going to build up what we can. Get as much on there as possible. Then we'll do another layer. And we'll add a little white to it once we do both sides. Where we can highlight it up some. Yeah. Add point. Yeah, I'm into Battletech Age of Sigmar now. I need to play some Blood Rage. I haven't heard of Blood Rage. It is not one I'm familiar with. Let's do some pink for the tongue. I am definitely about learning new games. Well, learning about new games. I just don't have time to play games anymore, really. Unfortunately. Battletech gets all my focus these days. And really, that's the fault of the Big Urban Mech video, which turned this space kind of into a Battletech-centric channel. Alright, so we have our first foundational pink layers on the jaw. We're going to come in and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Real gentle like. Just fill in the details. And this is just, since this is just a foundational color, or foundational layer, we'll build it up with the next run. So what I think I'll do is just learning the lessons of the last one. We're just going to kind of apply this here. I say sloppily, but we're still like within the lines. We're just going to put it down and get a nice coat on the model. And then we'll do is we're going to come back in with a tiny bit of white in that color. And it'll serve as a like a second layer, like foundational to the highlights. Okay, so we got the jaw, we got the mouth, a little more detail here. Should have gone a little heavier. Sometimes when you're working with these craft paints, if you just kind of put a nice precision applied thick layer, the pigment density will be a little better. Okay. All right, I need to get ready for work. Hopefully I see your videos more now that's up to see the painting of mechs go. Heck yeah, thank you so much, Erland. Yeah, we got a new video coming out Friday. And then there's a photogrammetry video going to come out soon that's more tutorial. But we have a big game coming up. Big game coming up in 2 weeks. Who's responsible for this? Another Nate? You got it. You got it. 10 coming right up.
Everyone, she can go on forever.
10 coming right up. Let's blast them out. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming back. Coming back. Coming back. Coming back. That's 10 more. That's 10 more. 20 today. Thank you for the push-ups. I saw this on my algorithm. I'm a simple man. I see Battletech. I click. Well, hell yeah. Good to know that the algorithm is actually like trying. Growth has been a little stagnant here on CFM. Haven't been able to play yet due to lack of players interested, but hopefully plan to get a game going eventually. Have fun, folks. Well, Erland, if you haven't taken off already, watch this space for some information about photogrammetry. One of the big focuses on Country Fried Minis here in 2025 is going to be facilitating the play of this fabulous game via virtual means with subscribers and anybody who sees the content in a way that still engages the hobby. Photogrammetry is really, really magical. There's something super nice about loading up a game in tabletop sim and playing with your homies with hand-painted mechs, even though it's virtual. We got a big game coming up middle of February, and then I'm going to try to have a tutorial video out about photogrammetry by around the 7th of February. That's the intended goal. We'll see how it goes, but soon we'll have a nice full tutorial out for folks. It's easier than you'd think. It just requires some care in the photography. Okay, so we're coming in with this second layer of pink to reinforce what we have. And this time I think I am going to go for like the streaks, and we'll leave a tiny little gap of the previous color between the jaw tendons and the jaws themselves. And it'll create a little bit of a break in between. Cannot get this paintbrush in around the damn rifle barrels. Big downside of the Catalyst models is this whole pre-assembled business. It is very hard to get around sometimes. I'm just gonna have to accept a good enough standard here, because I just cannot get my tool around the limitations. Come join the Discord. No paywall, no strife. Well, there's strife sometimes, but it's healthy strife. Healthy strifes, like Cloud Strife. No, he's not healthy. That boy could use a cheeseburger or 7. Put a little meat on his skinny ass. Alright. Let's get that pink down. That pink down. And then try to get the slashes across our membranous jaw connector. I'm running into an issue here where when putting small amounts of this craft paint down and not blobbing it on, the opacity is really, really, really low. Okay. Alright, we're getting there with the pink though. We're going to come back in with a nice highlight now of the pink. I missed the first part of the video. How do you do the metallic sheen, or is that highlights? I haven't done... I think it's just the video itself. I haven't dove into any metallics yet. There's a bit of a... like a semi-matte thing that's going on. When this is done, we'll hit it with a flat coat. My intention for the metallics is like we did on the Yinlo wing. Let me pop this up so we can see. So we're going for like a non-metallic metal thing here. This is like, so it's black to dark gray, and then it's right up against the black. It's white into blue into black. The blends actually aren't all that super important here. We're gonna sell that same effect on the cannons. It's gonna look really good. Yeah. Oh, the blue lining. Yeah, the blue lining it's so silly. It's very, very silly. I still contend, if you just took the same approach with this blue lining and did colors appropriate to the paint job, it would look way better. But that is what the Legend Killer looks like. Alright, so we're going to take a little bit of our white and make a really, really bright pink now out of this magenta. And I think we're going to do like a considerable step up in color right here. I don't want to blend this. This is going to be more like just a straight step up in the color. I need like bubblegum pink here. Okay, that looks good. Yinlo Wang looks good. Thank you. I'll do some better photography of it when it's done. It still needs a base treatment. I need to put a little vegetation on the base. And I was actually thinking of sculpting a few flames sticking up out of the urban mech, but I think it might detract from it a little too much. Okay, so we're gonna take our newly mixed bubblegum pink and we're gonna start highlighting our jaw, top and bottom. And this is where we're going to create some illusory depth. If I could, I apologize if y'all can't really see it here, but we're going to do little streaks on the jaw here, on the, not the jaw, the like tendony stuff. And we're going to put it like close to the bottom jaw, but leave a little gap of the previous color in there. Do it here as well. Here we go. And we'll highlight the tongue. Highlight the top of the tongue here. Again, leaving a little gap. Try to get that little flick shape of the tongue there too. There we go. Looks decent. And decent is good enough here. We're going to come back in with the same thing over here. Highlight the tippy top of the jaw, and that's it. We're going to come back on the other side. Across the bottom as well. Down. We're going to come in over here. And I can't see to work on this because the shadows cast by the damn rifles. Yes, in this instance here, if I were actually like, if this was an actual model and not a pre-build, I'd have popped the arms off to do this.
Timberwolf?
A Timberwolf?
Nah, man.
Can't see what the fuck I'm doing.
That's just cheating. I don't want to lose my friends, man.
Okay. Tongue's on there good enough. That's as good as it's gonna get. Because this is like really obnoxious. These arms need to come off. I should have just cut them off, honestly. Back to grinding for dollars. Hopefully y'all won't get too warm. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, now we're gonna come in with our white, just straight white. If it would flow out of the damn bottle. If it would flow out of the bottle. I think there's a clog in it. White paint sucks. Universally. All white paint sucks. It's all bad. The best white paint is Liquitex white ink. Yeah, there's a big old clog in the end of it. I need a literal single drop. Okay, let's examine our guide here again, once more. We're going to come in with our white. Come in with white and try to do all the teeth this calls for. So one on the front. One on the front. There we go. A tiny one right behind it. Okay. A bigger one behind that. Bigger one behind that. There we go. Let's see. Can I zoom in any further? I could maybe. Y'all still aren't going to be able to see this, really. Yeah, this fucking, the guns are in the way to see anything. Now we do a real long one. Real long one right here. My nose is itching like mad again today. Feel like I got.
We're talking about the thugs. T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail, cause a thug can't spell.
There was a chunk in that paint, and now that chunk is like on the model and in the. I wonder if I can remove it. I'm gonna have to do this like close enough for me to actually see what the hell I'm doing. And this, y'all, is why white paint sucks. All white paint sucks. Titanium dioxide is too big of a molecule to make for good pigment at this scale. There is no good small scale white. Alright, let's repaint that tooth. It's a big one. There we go. And then he's got 4 more little teeth behind that. So, smaller one here. And then the teeth behind that are like kind of dots even. There we go. So those teeth are down. And the bottom is, will follow the same prescribed route. It's going to be a smaller one on front, like right at the tip. We're going to do a bigger one here. So right behind it gets a big one. But of course, there's a substantial drop in panels. So I have to do it in 2 stages. Yeah, and white also has this particular problem at small scale that by the time you get your tiny brush to the surface of the model, it's already dry.
Salute the sun.
Who is texting me? Next, and then we do 4 more. So, 1, 2. I think we're just doing like dots of white at this point again. 3 and 4. All right. I don't know if y'all can even see that. I cannot angle it in such a way that you can see it because the fucking rifle is in the way. But it's there. You can almost see it. I am tempted to saw these fucking arms off. Not gonna lie. Alright, so we'll do the same thing over here. Smaller one, tiny one. Kind of medium size. Super long one. Paint's dry, so we'll do a re-dip. Bigger tooth there. Alright, medium one. And then basically dots now. Dot, dot, dot. Alright, there's the top row. Bottom row on this one will be one on the tip. The paint is simultaneously beaded up on the brush and also dried out. It's maddening sometimes trying to work with white. It's just the worst color. If someone ever discovers like a better white pigment, it'll be a game changer. Alright, this one's like a medium length. There we go. This one's a smaller but still kind of medium length. It would come off the brush. And we're doing 3 little dots. 3 little dots. Dot. 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 That third dot didn't come off, but I don't really care. That looks good enough. I cannot angle this in such a way that you can see it. It needs to be face on, and this fucking rifle's in the way. I don't know if I really want to paint Legend Killer or just want to paint as another rifleman. This project sucks. But here, let me take a picture of the model so I can actually show it to y'all what we have working with here. It's just very simplified take on the mouth. It just reduced it down to shapes. That's it. And I think what we'll do now, I kind of want to build up a little bit of contrast. So we're going to mix our magenta and black and go back in and create some definition. I can't see what the fuck I'm doing. We're going to put a line, some delineation between the segments. The thing here, y'all, is my vision is really, really bad. Like, I'm super, super nearsighted. And because of that, my glasses are insanely strong. And that makes a huge problem when you're trying to look at small things, because everything's so magnified that I can't see up close where I need to be up close. So every now and then, to get the work properly, I have to take my glasses off and then just get really close to the thing. I always found it really funny while doing tattoos that sometimes detail work necessitated getting really, really, really close to my client. Like taking my glasses off and then getting close enough that I could really see what the hell I'm doing. There we go. I just need a little more definition there. Got Pro Acryl Bold Titanium White. It seemed nice, but I only use it for like a month. The problem is it's titanium dioxide. These problems arise when you're dealing with white at a really, really small scale, because the molecule itself is just really big, and because of that, it tends to get clumpy and chalky at really, really tiny scale, and it's not a matter of what brand of paint. It's just simply a matter of the size of the molecule. But I mean, titanium white is white. It is very, very white. Okay, so next up, we have a few little red speckles need to go in there. So we'll put those on. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. And we'll do this on the other side. We're just picking random dots at this point. Little random dots. Little random dots of red. I mean, it's good enough. You know, it sells the job. It looks like the Legend Killer mouth. And that's... If it looks like the mech out to here, then I've accomplished my job. I've done that too, wind up with paint on my nose once. Oh no. Legend Killer nearly done. It's not as done as you'd think, but we got the mouth on now. On the sides of the face. Here, I showed the one side. Let's take the picture from the other side. And then y'all can actually see what I'm working on here. So this right here, you can see like all this blobbing right there. That's just side effect of the white, and I think this really demonstrates like how stupidly scratchy all this work is. Like when people are like, oh, I can't freehand. I can't freehand worth a shit. But like this mess, when viewed at arm's length, looks perfect. That's all you need. We do need to clean up a little bit of paint spillover right here. And of course, my brush tilted, so now I have to clean up the cleanup, because I dared to fuck with it. There we go. We can clean up a little bit of the pink that hit our gray with a little bit of medium C gray. Clean that up there too. Do we have any over here? A little bit. We'll clean that up. Okay. I got a little pink right here, so we can come back in with our blue again. And we're going to get rid of that pink. There, it's gone. I kind of want to clean up this tooth a little bit. There we go. And that looks hunky-dory. Like, to my eyes, this looks fantastic. A close-up picture? Nah. Titanium does pretty well for whites, but it's definitely not as tasty. Lead was the widest one? Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Do you like the sweet taste of... Yeah. Oh, man, you hit the big payout, dude. Holy shit. That's so many biscuit coins. Okay. I think we can bring the camera back out a little bit now. Let's dig in with 90-degree FOV. Pull this back up to the display thing. What's our next step here, y'all, you think? I'm kind of thinking next is, let's do that cockpit. Let's do that cockpit, but first I want to redeem Popcat. Nightbot, you don't get to Popcat alone. Hey, it's Mr. Colin Bees himself. It is true. You are responsible for a blight. Okay, let's take a peek here at what our yellow kind of looks like. It does have like a transparency. We can't replicate that. Do we work out? Do we work out? Enjoy the view of my BattleTech table.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
On the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming back. Coming back. Coming back. Coming back. Coming back. Thank you, good sir. Where are you sitting at? 1:46 p.m. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, so we need to do a yellow cockpit. I think we're going to build up from sunny skin tone as the base into deep yellow. I think that's our blend. Although, you know, honestly, it has a greenishness to it. It kind of has a greenishness to it, doesn't it? Pull that back up. Maybe it doesn't have a grenishness. It has more of an orangeness to it. Gotta go to a meeting soon, be gone for 2 hours. Looking forward to rewatching your cockpit painting. Yes, I paint many cockpits. Alright, we're gonna start with sunny skin tone. Put a drop of water there. We'll take our 6 round again. Use it to mix that water into the paint. And we're back to our happy little 3-0 round. And we're just going to attack this whole thing with sunny skin tone. Kind of a peachy, orangey base color. This will be our like kind of foundational color. We'll go back in with a wash right afterwards. Just gonna be real careful to not get it all over the place, but just where we want it. This is more the mid-tone than the base tone. So we're just going to do a quick layering of it. And we'll come back in with our... I don't know what color wash we'll use. Probably Agrex Earthshade, honestly. Get a nice brown on it. We could maybe use Pallid Bone from Army Painter, but I'm a little worried about reactivation in that regard. Okay, now
There's also some spots. There's also some little glowy spots on this mech.
Well, you want to woo woo? It's
You
that
do want to
woo
woo?
You know what I'm saying?
Some neighbors are saying way too loud.
That's only in the morning. He supposed to be up cooking breakfast or somebody, and so that's like an alarm clock. Woo woo.
Okay. So these are lasers, right? So Rifleman have lasers on the torso? I think it does. 2 medium lasers in the center, and then AC5s and large lasers. It looks like we want yellow here on these 3 bits, and then right here. So we're going to add that right now. Redeem, we won't be here long, just here to woo. Well, welcome, good sir. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, so we're going to highlight this thing. Chung. Or I guess it's not a highlight, it's just a base tone. And then this thing here is a target lens of some sort. We'll do that one as well. And we're just, whatever our colors are that we're using for the cockpit, we're just going to reflect that on these as well. Those 3 things. And you know, I don't have the, we can't see this mech from the back, but I'm assuming these are exactly the same thing on the back. So we're going to paint those as glowy spots too, as per the box art. Yeah, that looks all right. I do see a bunch of little greeblies that I want to go back in with some gray. And I think that's what we'll do here in just a second. Let's double check that armament. What is Rifleman Tharna? It is the standard. 2 large laser, 2 autocannon 5s, 2 medium lasers. That's what I thought. Okay, so our lasers actually need to be black ports, so we'll do that really quick. So we'll take some black and put that right here. We'll start with a black foundation. Later we'll go in with our green. And actually, while we're at it with the black, we'll put the little symbol on the leg. So that's just going to be a sphere of black right here, or a circle. It's not a sphere, it's a circle. It's this one. This panel right here. Get that filled in. It does run right across panel lines, which is really lame. I'm gonna make it really hard to paint, so we'll just oversize it a little bit, I think, to compensate. Okay, get that on there. Did we chip Yin Lo Wang? We did do a little chipping on Yin Lo Wang, so we'll chip this guy as well. All right, so now I want to do a wash of some sort. I think we can get away with pallid bone. We're gonna thin it down to a wash consistency. It doesn't sound like I have too much. You know, I could thin down snakebite leather, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. And then this won't reactivate. So let's open up our snakebite leather, and we want just the smallest drop of it, like right there. We're gonna do like 5 drops of water. All right, Alright, we got this nice little brown wash made out of our contrast color. And we're going to come in and apply it all over that cockpit. 5-to-1 may have been just a little bit too much. Maybe not. We'll pool it on. I think Agrex is just going to be too strong, is my concern here. Alright, so we may need to do 2 layers of this to build it up, since I thinned it a little too much. But we can go in and ink wash these things, and I think they'll pool better on such a small scale. Blam, blam, bing, bang, boom. Same here. Bing, bang, boom. Alright, and now while that's drying, we'll come back in with our medium sea gray. Wait, no. It was not London gray. It was the other one. It was neutral gray. So we'll do neutral gray and fill in the little greebly bits. A little bit more. And it's okay, this stuff can be full strength. We're not putting much down. I'm not going to worry about thinning it. It's going over the little greeblies like these things. I'm assuming there's some kind of like sensor caps or something. So let's get those painted in gray. Get them looking a little standoutish, you know. Same over here. This thing. And this thing here. There were a few other little spots that I thought looked like they wanted gray. I think these things right here look like some kind of piston cap or something. And I kind of want these little things here on the back of the torso in gray as well. It makes sense to me. And if it makes sense, I'm not going to argue with it. There we go. Bam. Alright. Our cockpit wash is not ready. So what we'll do is we'll pivot. We'll pivot and see if we can still use this white. The white is still valid. Okay. And we'll do our little ghost while we're waiting on it to dry. Start with London gray. It was... We made a wash out of medium gray. Made like a contrast paint, express paint is what it was. It was originally, I painted it in white and did the apothecary white, and that turned out to be not gray enough. So I had to go back in with like a really light gray contrast wash. And it actually turned out to be really close to like, it's more like a medium sea gray, just not in that like blue gray kind of tone range. All right, so we got a little ghost down. Now I think we need our tiny little nail art brush again here. And what we need to do is define the little tips of our ghosty boy here.
I am the cream, yeah. The cream of the crop. And there is no one that does it better.
I screwed that one up really bad. I have to clean it up, clean up the cleanup. But first, let's do our little eyes for the ghost. I think we're gonna have to dot it with our 3 I don't know if I can get that small, but we're gonna try. Nope, it is way too big. Just back and forth action here till it looks right. My nose is itching mad today, y'all. I think maybe it's a continuation of the poor air quality. Alright, I'm going to paint back over that screwed up face. Let's get in there, let's white it out. Brush kinda not doing what I need it to. I guess once your brushes are so small, they don't like properly flow to the tip anymore. This nail art brush, the paint wants to pool just before the tip. Okay. And I need it on the tip. You see, we're doing tiny little dots, but it's actually too small. Do I have a sharp, tiny brush somewhere? What about you? Maybe this one will work. I don't even know what this brush is. It's like a trimmed down one. Yeah, it's that same problem when you're dealing with amounts of paint this small. It's just dried out before you get it to the model. How do I get around this? Will a 20-0 do the trick? And try 20-0. Nice ad. Do you agree that the previous ad is relevant to you? Skip survey. Need a larger, higher quality brush. Amount of bristles don't matter when the brush has a nice fine tip. Yeah, but good luck finding a brush that actually has a quality tip. Two eyes and big spooky O mouth. There we go. This is as good as it's gonna get. Look, ghost. You can't even see it. It's so small. It's like a material property issue at this point. I think an ink would have done better. Nail art brushes are meant to be used like a pinstripe or long. Yeah, I get that. It's just interesting. It's the material, like, it won't wick. Like, it gathers here. It gathers short of the tip. And I think ink would probably address that. But we have killed enough time that I can do a second layer of this brown wash, and we're gonna try to pool it. I'm gonna try to pool it against the panels. Just apply it very deliberately. Get it nice and pooled up there. Okay. And in the meantime, we'll take our deep yellow. Just the tip, yeah. And put out a little bit of deep yellow. This awful color. And I say awful because it performs poorly. Not that it's not a great color. We're going to do a 50-50 between sunny skin tone and the yellow. We're going to come in and we're going to dot all these dotted areas. Because these are not actually meant to be skin tone. They're meant to be a nice, rich yellow. But we got to build up to that yellow. And in my case, we're starting with skin tone to do so. Bing, bang, bong. Alright, how's our wash looking? It is still very washy. So we're going to take our 50-50 mix and 50-50 it again with yellow. And hit those same dots. And we're going to try to make our dot a little smaller this time. Pow, pow, pow. Same back here. Kind of towards the top on those, and then a small dot right there. Alright, we're going to go back with straight bright yellow. Do that one, or deep yellow I think it's called. Amarillo Intenso. It is a good yellow. It performs really bad. It has really shitty coverage. Pow, pow, pow. Yellow. With little yellow lights on the top, little yellow lights on the indicators. We're just about there with this boy. Our ink wash is still not quite ready. So what do we do? What do we pivot to? I think we can take a little Null Oil in the meantime. I like the new AP Fanatics yellow. Haven't tried out that paint line yet. Haven't bought paint in a hot minute. Last set I bought was the Equestrian colors from Vallejo before the strike. Alright. Put the little bit of oil wash or ink wash over our gray. There we go. A little bit right here even. I think what we need to do, we need to buy some time to let that cockpit dry. So let's go in with our metallic effect on the guns. So we're going to take our white. We're going to take just straight white. And we're going to draw a horizon line down our black barrels. Just straight down them. Straight down them. This is a little bigger, so we'll move it down a little bit. And then we'll return to where it was. I always find that getting them a little off perfect helps a lot. And we'll do the same thing here. Since this is a little fatter, we'll shift our horizon line down a bit. Just a little bit. Like that. Bam. We'll do the same here. Horizon line down that. And we'll do the same. We'll shift it down a little bit because it's bigger. And then this one will have that one there as well. So that's just our horizon line. We need to come back in on the other side, do the same thing. So right down the middle. This is just white directly over black. Same deal. Bam, 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 bam. Same here. Just get a white line down the thing. Come down this one too. Zip, is that in frame? Yeah, okay. Okay. Do the same on this side now. I'm gonna try 2 colors, but they seem nice. Didn't have a lot of time for testing though. That's fair. Yeah, I think like deep knowledge about paint lines only comes from extended use, of course. Alright, so get our horizon line set up here. Bam, same there. This is alright that it's rough. We're building on it. Oh shit, I left out some blue. I left out some blue that I'm seeing now, and I need to get them before I forget them. These are blue. Blue, blue, blue. And this is blue as well. Right here. Soup. And then it's got a double line. One here and one there. There we go. I knew that looked weird. I knew that looked weird. And I see why. I forgot blue outline the gun cowl. Let's fix that. Ow, ow, ow. Bring it around the bottom. I know I keep bumping the camera, I'm sorry. It is extremely invasive of my space. Okay, there we go. My blue paint is across the room for some reason. I'm gonna go get that. Be right back. Someone give me some push-ups.
Would you do a workout? Give me 10.
Okay.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
Okay, I'm back. My hair's in my mouth again. I don't understand it. Okay. Took it with you when you got coffee earlier? No. I took this over to the painting desk earlier, or days ago, when I celebrated somebody's year of supported membership by eating paint. And it's been at the computer desk ever since. Okay, so put out a little bit of magic blue. About that much. Did I use sky blue? Looks like I did. So we're also going to put out a little bit of sunrise blue. And we have this happy little triad of paints. Okay. So we're going to come in with our sunrise blue. And we're going to put that blue streak right up against the white. Basically doing what we just did. almost exactly what we did. We're shifting it up like 1/10 of a millimeter. We'll go back and we'll re-clarify the white at the very end. But we need to go in and start establishing our blue gradient. And the blue is the trick. The blue is what makes it look reflective. We're capturing the sky in our reflectivity. And like wherever planet it's supposed to be on. Oh fuck, I left out a whole set of that gun. I need to go back with white now. So we do the white. Pow, pow, pow. I love the easy NMM when it's a cylinder as like a proof of concept. It's like really simple to do. This shit gets complicated when you start getting into like strange shapes and whatnot. And I think that's where the talent of some people really shines in NMM. All right. We're going to come back in with our sunrise blue and basically put it right up against that white we laid down, but like covering mostly over top of it. The final push of white is later. We're just establishing our horizon work.
No, man, that's clan tech. That's just cheating.
That's just cheating. It's clan tech. Clan tech is cheating, y'all. Don't forget it. Okay. Same deal. We're gonna come in here with that light blue. And it's okay if your lines are a little shaky, a little fat here, whatever. Don't worry about it. It all comes out in the end. All right. Same here. Out and across it. Out and across it. Pew, 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 pew. Just straight sunrise blue. Okay. Alright, now we're going to take our magic blue. And I think we'll do like a 50-50. Do a 50-50 of these two colors, kind of air it towards the side of sunrise blue. We're going to try to lay a nice thin line of this. I'm going to put more sunrise blue into that even. The gradient doesn't have to be super fine here. But now that we're getting into more colors, we need to tighten up our lines a little bit more. So we're just going for it. A little bit of white. We want a little bit of that last color showing, but just a little bit. Very small amounts here. Because we need to conclude this gradient before we hit the top. The gambling. He hates birds. Any particular kind of bird that has your ire right now? What about like a parakeet? Just, or like a cute little budgerigar? Surely you wouldn't hate a cute little budgie saying, "Be squeaky." Alright, so we got our blue on that side. Let's come down this one. Same here. Come down all of those. Bam. And here as well. Trying to keep our lines nice and tight as much as we can and not go outside the lines like I just did, outside the prescribed area. Gotta clean that off. We'll have to clean that up later. Alright, there we go. And this is our 50-50 mix between Magic Blue and Sunrise Blue. Flip this around. Let's get that inside, and we're going to dive into the next color immediately. I made that band too fat, so we'll have to clean it up. Same there. I'm getting a little sloppy. I'm getting a little sloppy here. It's alright though. I think my efforts here should serve to prove that you can do this even if you're a little sloppy. Alright, so now we're going to take straight Magic Blue. We're going to rinse and repeat the same process. Try to keep our last blue really thin banded. Slow down and exhale and pull our lines.
Salute the sun.
Salute the sun. Salute the dang old sun. When I'm down. Alright, so we got our blue there, and you can already see that these are starting to look like something nice and shiny, even though it's an illusion. We'll really reinforce it as we get to the next steps too. Alright, so same here. I'm going to come in and we're going to apply this color as neatly as we can now. As we get closer to the finish of this gradient, like it's more and more important to accurately apply it. We don't really care too much about the gradient, how smooth it is, just that it's all there and it's all readable. And then we'll tighten it all up in a bit with some highlights. Let's get some on the barrel tips. Yeah, I wonder why the give thing, it just like, I'm not really sure exactly why the bot is so bad. I think I said earlier too that I'm pretty sure the reason it sucks is that it only listens to the API at like a certain set interval. And when that interval like ticks over, it'll forget who was there. And I'm assuming it's 5 minutes because that was the lowest tick speed I could assign to the coin payout. Okay, so we're coming down the other side now. Am I in frame? I'm kind of half-ass in frame. I want to preserve a little bit of that previous color, but not too much. Alright, so we got one more layer of this before we go on to actual like black. Alright, we got to do the inside of this barrel. And then what we'll do is we're going to do a 50-50 mix of this color and black. Now, if you really wanted to get this looking spiffy, you could definitely you could intensify this, adding more layers to your gradient. That is pretty consistently the way to increase the detail in your models in general, is just more layers in between highlights and shading and stuff. Or like glazing, of course. But in this case, we're going to try to minimize it because it's a small amount of space. And I'm not trying to... I don't have the precision enough to put like 12 layers in this. But you could absolutely go like white, 30% white, 60% sunrise blue, half and half, 75-25, and then into the next color and the next and the next. Why is chat just completely gone? What the fuck is happening? I don't know if redeems count. Yeah, they definitely do. But like, I think there's a whole thing that's like, if you like messaged and then in 3 seconds there's a tick over at the API pull rate, then it's gone. All right, so we're gonna take our black now. I actually have a little bit on the palette right here. We're gonna take some black and lay it out, and we're gonna mix in some of our magic blue and just get a nice 50-50. A little bit more blue in that. Shit, even more blue in that. And we want a nice dark desaturated blue. Okay, and now we'll do that same thing we just did. And it's really, really, really important now to have this clean, because this is the final layer, so we don't have any more going over top of it to clean up the edges. So I'm gonna be a little more careful than we were last time. Slow it down some. And just try to get that edge that model. Oh my god, the fucking non-stop messages. I'm going to turn my phone off. For some reason the babinks are reaching my phone. Is the computer in like sleep mode over there? Maybe. Why do NMM on this instead of metallics? Because the artwork that I saw for Yinlo Wang had it on it, and I wanted to prove I could do it. There's no other reason beyond that. because it looks cool. That's it. I'm typing a message to earn me some biscuit coins. Ah, yes. Give that man some biscuit coins. Give. I bet it doesn't work. Watch this. Iron. Elemental. 69420. I lost track of where I was at, unfortunately. I think I just finished this whole arm. Yeah, that's what I did. We're going to come in here. I'm going to try to do the same and try to keep that leading edge nice and clean. And this layer in particular, because it's a 50-52 black, is just bridging the gap into the black. Alright, clean up the barrels. Pew pew pew. And then we'll do this one too. Now, there's actually something weird going on with this barrel here. It's kind of gray. I'm gonna push some black in there real quick while I'm doing this. I think I missed a little bit on this one. There we go. You see, it looks shiny. It's not actually shiny, but it half-ass looks shiny, and at a distance it really shows. Alright, so we're going to clean up the edge where we screwed up. We're going to tighten that up. Same here. Clean up this edge we screwed up. Edge it. Edge that model. Fucking A. Mr. Mental, there are so many things that you have said that just live in my mind. Same here. Exhale. Pull some nice clean little lines. Okay. Now, what we need to do is kind of clean our brush. Edge it so hard the ACTs cling like a 308 sized 10 times. I'm sorry for your sanity. There is nothing to apologize for. Can I not copy that text? Yay! Thank you, another Nate. It's so hard to do it on this phone here. Alright, so what we need to do now is we need to come back in with white on the other end. We come back in with white on this other end and try to get a nice crisp white line. Because actually, this section right here, this little bit of white that interfaces with the black, is the most important element. It's the most important part of all of this, more than any other aspect of trying to do NMM.
Well, you want to
is the direct interface between the two brightest and darkest
Some neighbors are
tones.
saying way too loud.
Way
that's
too
only in the
loud.
morning. He supposed to be up cooking breakfast or somebody, and so that's like an alarm clock. Woo woo!
So we're going to try to clean this up, and then we'll further clean this up one more layer afterwards with black. So what makes non-metallic metal is not the gradient.
I do.
Give me 10.
Okay.
It is the contrast.
Bye,
It's the
everyone.
extreme
You can go on
contrast
forever.
between the darkest and lightest. Slink, I'm going to give you those push-ups, but you're going to have to wait till I get done with this segment. Otherwise, I'm going to lose track of where I'm at. gonna have to wait a second. Okay. Alright, so I've done the right arm. That white is a little too thick, unfortunately. So I'm gonna try to clean it up some. I lost my touch about halfway through it. There we go. Let's clean that one up too. And now I have to clean up what I cleaned up, as is tradition. And that's fine. That's good enough. No. This band is way, way too fat. Let's fix that with a little bit of that. And then one more layer of the blend. Now I'll go do push-ups. And you can stare at the bike. Two o'clock in the afternoon, it's dark as hell in here. All right, so other side, same deal. We need a fine line of straight white. And of course, the coverage of this color is also shitty. We just go in and try to be real gentle. Get that nice bright white interface. Holy fucking shit. Phone is getting turned off. I can't. Between the babinks and like 16 apps notifying me and the nonstop text messages I'm getting, that's enough. All right. Can we get a straight, clean line of this awful color? The answer is no, of course. But that's fine, because we're going to clean it up with the next step. Because our next step is to apply black to clean up the interface between the bright white and the black. And that contrast of the white up against the black is what is going to make this non-metallic metal. Most important part. The darkest tone and the brightest tone touch each other. And that interface between these two tones is where NMM lives. It's what makes it look shiny. I'm going to try to clean them up and keep them nice and straight too. Transformers the movie has Weird Al Dare to Be Stupid. We watched that last year for the first movie night in Country Fried Minis. Next movie night coming up soon. Movie night isn't actually super accurate. It's more like a matinee thing. It'll be second Sunday. I think it's February 8th or something like that. It's coming up. Y'all want to come by and we hang out and voice chat and watch a film and have mild commentary about it. I'm going to clean up these mud brakes while we're here. Okay. Gotta clean up our interface there and make sure to slide way up into the work so we can start over. You know when your hand just like decides to do its own fucking thing? It's the best. It's alright, we'll patch it. And maybe this time my hand won't jerk to the left. Alright, looking good. Let's clean up these interfaces as well. Alright, screwed that one up real bad. So we're going to repaint this. Put the white down. And then we'll put the blue down. And then we'll put the blue down. And then we'll put the blue down. And then we'll put the blue-black down. And that's what happens when your hand jerks up into the paint. When it has a mind of its own. All right. Is any of this in frame? Yeah, I think it is. Clean up that interface and that one and right here. And I think that looks pretty good on there. We need to clean up the inside here. Let's see if I can do this. This is another one of those situations where the best case scenario would have been to paint this in sub-assemblies. And I just screwed that up, so I have to repaint it. Yep, and I screwed it up again. Because it's an awkward fucking angle that I'm having to paint at because it's a pre-assembled model. Thanks, Catalyst. I have a theory about these pre-painted nonsense that it contributes directly to the prevalence of gray models at the game day. Because people can buy these models in a box, presented like toys, pre-assembled, pre-posed. There is no hobby aspect that goes into getting them just on the table for your first day. You can show up, you can buy your box, you can open it, and you can play that day. And I think that appeals to a lot of people who want to play games but don't want to engage with the miniature hobbing aspect of it. And as the darkest and brightest touch each other, they moan in 50 Shades of Grey. Touch each other like Aiden touched his sister. Oh, he did more than touch his sister. It wasn't just touching. But, the clans don't have sister. That's not a concept to them. I cannot hit this model in an angle conducive to pulling a straight line. Damn, that was nerve-wracking. Try it one more time here. If I'm off frame, that's just, you're gonna have to deal with it for a second. This is like so awkward to get a paintbrush in there. All right, so we have our blue. Our blue gradient is created. It works. They look shiny. Okay, so now we want, again, we want our neutral gray. And we're gonna come in with, well, first, before we do that, we're gonna take our wash we made earlier with the brown and do one more pass. One more heavy pass on that cockpit. We want it to pool and to create our dark shades. And while that's drying, we're going to take our black and put in a little bit of the gray, and we're going to make a really, really dark, almost black gray right here. Wow, that maybe even darker. All right, and we're going to start attacking the bottoms of our barrels that we just painted. Bam, 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 bam. All right, we're gonna mix in a little more gray. We're going to get the hair out of our face that has snaked its way out from under the headset. Make a nice dark gray. And take this off the handle so we can see what the fuck we're doing. And we're gonna put down some gray on the bottom of these barrels. Right across them. Bam. Boom. Bam. Bam. We're gonna make it a little brighter. Make it a little brighter. We're gonna hit the very, very bottom. That's too bright, so we'll add a little black. A little bit more black. And we're going to apply that right there in the middle. There we go. Zoom right across the bottom. Bam, 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 boom. All right. Okay, so now for the final touch on these rifle barrels, we need to do the same treatment we did on Yin Lo Wang, which is to highlight with an almost white gray. Very fine, sharp edges. Diana sees Aiden, thinks he looks like Mom. That's hot, yeah. Yeah, to the natural revulsion that we have as spheroids is because we have those social constructs. Awful to think about what that does to their society. Okay, so we're gonna make a nice light gray here, and we're gonna see if that's light enough. And we're gonna come in with some sharp edging and try not to screw up too bad. Just going to create some nice little edge work. And the reason we want it almost white is because part of the trick that the artist used on camo specs, where I picked this idea up from, they highlighted all these panels down into the white. Or down into the blue, I mean. like well down into it. And we're going to continue that trend here. Sometimes even past it, so we're going to go past it here. I'm going to do the same over here on the inside. Pull that highlight all the way down, and here too, all the way down. And then I can't see what the fuck I'm doing. Do that and pull this one down. Same thing on the other side with this really nice bright shiny weapon. I mean, they're all genetically inbred from like 20 donors for each clan. They're all genetically related, like cheetahs. Yeah, exactly. Like I can only imagine the amount of like deliberate genetic selection that has to go into ensuring that their genetic stock isn't like totally corrupt. Damn, that my paintbrush just like sucked down into that crevice and put it in the wrong spot. Alright, we'll do that one, and then this comes all the way down and across the top like that. Same here. I think our muzzle brakes are a little too small to warrant putting a small highlight underneath them. I just screwed that one up too real bad. Got to clean it up with some black. Fill that crevice again. There we go. I'm going to highlight this like shroud right here. It's got a nice crisp line right there. And it runs down. Same right here on the front and right here. Let's get that on the inside as well. I almost feel like we could put a specular on these barrels, and I think I'm going to. It's going to run across here. Bam, like that. Let's put a specular dot. Alright, I destroyed my white. Where the fuck is the white? It's hiding. Canonically raid each other for nut juice to combat the genetic bottleneck, but at this point it'd be infected. Yeah, well that's the whole... There was that whole deal in I Am Jade Falcon where Joanna catches the wolves like corrupting their pure genetics. So there have been efforts. I think Clan Wolf, as much as people hate on them, maybe saw some of the problems inherent in that system and scoured the inner sphere for some like not broken inbred genetic stock. Of course, you know my stance. I fucking hate the clans. They're the conquerors. They're the destroyers. They seek to completely eradicate the way of life of the people that they're taking over. And I'm not okay with that. Alright, let's do some specular highlights. Put one there. And there. And there, I guess. And we'll do some more back here. Do the same over here. Pachoom, pachoom, pachoom. And we'll do the same here. I just realized I screwed up on that first batch. These should be should be towards the front on that inside. Let me fix that. We need to cover those over again. Right here. Bam, get rid of that. And that one. And that one. And we're going to replace them with speculars that match the other speculars. Pachoom. Pachoom. There we go. Nice and shiny. Right? Does that not look like super shiny metal to y'all? I think it does. Okay. I also want to create a little bit of that effect here on the front of these guns, down at the bottom, down at the very bottom. And then those are laser ports, so they don't have to be as pronounced. And then we'll come in with a little bit of our lighter blue right in the middle, right there, and right there. Okay, and now we need black. Black. Get our black out. What time is it? Almost 3 p.m. I wonder if I'm going to be able to finish this early enough to take a break before the Dick stream. I'm going to be joining the Dicks in the Dark tonight as a player on their Mega Dungeon. Alright, looks like our wash is dry enough on the cockpit that we can dive into that. Clan Wolf doesn't have inbred bottleneck from their tiny genetic samples to biology bows to their mighty plot armor and shit writing. I can't speak to the writing because I haven't read it. Alright, so we're going to do a 50-50 of our yellow and skin color mixture. And we're just going to apply it all over the most of this cockpit. I'm going to leave some of that brown in the crevices. Start building up the cockpit colors here. Alright, so same deal. We're going to take that last color we took, we're going to put in a little more yellow. Boom. So it's now like a 50-50-50-50 mix. And I think the whole front is going to get that same color once more. We're going to leave just a little bit more in those crevices. So I find it tough to get into the fuck this one clan in particular bandwagon because I'm in the fuck all clans bandwagon. They are the invaders. They are the destroyers of the way of the lives of millions upon billions of people. They seek to swoop in and install their vision of a meritocratical society and basically supplant entire social structures with this whole like crazy idea of warrior dominance. And I find that really, really interesting. And they're a great bad guy to rally against. Everything bends to make wolf money no matter the cost. Smart people become retards. Professional soldiers forget how guns work. Why does failing to shoot felon make him sucky though? I'm just now reading Blood of Kerensky. Slowly, very slowly. I read like 2 pages at a time while I'm shitting. Basically. I guess you gotta consider that, like, my dive into Battletech, the lore, beyond the video games, started in 2020. I don't have decades of experience beyond what I experienced as a kid in reading my dad's TROs and stuff. And that actually had a lot to do with it, because one of my earliest experiences with Battletech was the TRO 3050. I've always seen the invading clans as the bad guys. This threat, this alien threat from outside the galaxy, come in to destroy your lives, to take over and force you to live in their society. Just like the colon bees. Alright, so we are currently working up the cockpit. And I think we're going to try to do a little jeweling here. It's a tough one though. It is a real tough one. Because of all the angles here, I think. So we're going to do things a little different. We're going to build up from the bottom right as per the norm. We're going to work in some specular highlight stuff. I realize I haven't really been narrating exactly what I'm doing here. But I do like engaging with the lore every now and then. Same with the cola beans. Society has no value. Why does it matter if it evolves? Society does have a value. Society does have value. If society didn't have value, just kill everybody. Society is the driving force that makes us a cooperative species. It does have value. It's from whence morality stems. Blood of Currency, Diary of a Traitorous, Cuckold, the Felon Kid. See, like, I don't even get why it would be, why he's a cuckold. Like, I don't know what that, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand without having read the book. That makes no sense to me. Alright, so. And another Nate. You say society has no value, why does it matter if it evolves? The colon bee society does not evolve the society, it absorbs and destroys the once society of the people. There is no society after the bees. There's only bees. Alright, so we have a decent look to the cockpit, although I think I lost a little something. So I want to bring back in a little bit of that sunny skin tone towards the tops here. All right, and now we'll redo those speculars. There we go. I think that looks kind of decent. It's a little more subtle than I was going for, but it is there and it is bright. It's yellow. I think we're almost there. It's kind of exaggeration too, but yeah, no, I need to finish reading the book to see where you're coming from is what I'm getting at. But the people are in the bees. No, the people are gone. The people are part of the hive. There is no individualism. There is no individual people. You're a cog in the machine. Traitorous? Felon is 100% traitorous? Is that like... But he's a mercenary. Can a mercenary have true allegiances? I guess so. Okay, so we're doing a little highlight on the large lasers. Of course, catalyst lasers sink inwards like gun barrels, so they're like kind of impossible to paint like lasers. We're gonna do our best. Unfortunately, they're basically the exact same color as the surrounding stuff, which sucks a little bit. Trader, stupid phone typos. Yeah, that's... The hives aren't a network, though. The hives aren't a network. That completely changes fully and fundamentally what the colon bees are. Considering he's related to House Steiner, but he's a mercenary. Mercenary is a whore. Like, included in the definition of a whore is a mercenary. So if individual colon bee hives are just colon bee hives, then they're no better than, they're nothing more to worry about than a hive of bees. And I'll give them the same concern. I would remove that hive like any other. Okay, so we got our ghost, we got our cockpit, we've got our thing, we've got our NMM. I think this boy needs some sponge chipping, and then a dry brush on the base, and that's a done Legend Killer. I think so, for the most part. It's almost there. No spoilers. No spoilers. I haven't read the books yet. I got the Jade Falcon, the Jade Phoenix trilogy spoiled for me as I was reading the last book. Someone was talking about Aiden Pride dying. I was like, oh, okay, I see what's coming. No spoilers. Fuck, it's hard. Because this community is a bunch of grognards who know what happens, and I don't. Where is my foam? It used to be right there. It used to be right there. Where's my foam? I have a little bit right here. I think this will work. Yeah. It's like 5 pages in. What are you talking about? It's 5 pages in. Flipping side? No, it's not 5 pages in. I don't even know who the guy is 5 pages in. Let's see. What have I covered? He's on a planet where they hate mercenaries, and he got his ass beat. And then his girlfriend saved his ass, but was like, I'm breaking up with you. I'm staying with my people. But I'm not actually staying with my people. I'm taking a jump to this other place. So I'm abandoning my people, but I'm not coming with you. And then there's a Davion guy. And then there's the Liao guy. And that's as far in as I am. Alright, here we go with some chipping. We're going to ruin that fancy detailing with some scratches. Let's scratch it all up. I need to avoid hitting the NMM, and I need to avoid hitting the cockpit at this point. I'll do this just like we did for Yinlo Wang, a little bit understated, I think. Okay. And I think Yinlo Wang got like a steel color for the small chips. And you know what? I think that's enough. I also realized we just left out the LK on this guy. So I need to address that now. Where's my medium sea gray? Where the fuck is it? There it is. Okay. Let's fix this before it becomes a problem. Need to fix this. So we're going to cover over those chips we just did right here. And we'll try to hit that again. Slink, you're reminding me that I need to get on my reading and get caught up on this lore. Okay, so this guy needs an S7. He's an S7 here. S7. This paint is really thin too. It's not like wanting to flow proper. I think I dropped it in a puddle of water. Okay, there's our 7. We'll have to fix it up a little bit too here in a minute. S, and then we need an LK. L. Why is this paint like watery? L. K. S7. Okay. So now we need to fix the V over here. Like so. Which is going to make us need to fix the black again. Always with these freehanding things, it's like a back and forth job. Working it up and down, you know? Alright, LKS7. I think that reads as LKS7. Grey Noten was a beast? The Warrior Trick? No. The only books I have read at this point is Legend of the Jade Phoenix and then I Am Jade Falcon. There were a couple books that I listened to as audiobooks while taking a really long drive. I listened to one that was like, it was Free Worlds League versus Word of Blake, and I liked it quite a bit. The the person who did the reading was really awesome. And then I listened to one where like it was like Ghosts of Winter or something. There's like some merc folks on a planet that discovered a cache of like clan mechs. I can't remember what the whole deal was about. It didn't really stand out. It wasn't super great, but the one about the Free Worlds League and the Blakist was really, really good. There's like a whole scene about the Merit guys would go to recover their dead, and the Blakists had like mined the bodies. Real stand-up people, those Blakists, you know. All right, let's get some more chips on there. Now, right across the top of that, there we go. And then we're gonna take our sea gray, I think, and we're gonna come in and add some like steel color. I think it's a little too bright. We can use this medium gray instead. Yeah. Just want to touch some of the spots where the chips are too big and create a little extra something. Right there. There. On that foot. Hit some little hand chipping. A little bit there. Unfortunately, I think that my normal mixture, because it's got that whole red in it, kind of disappears against the red some, which sucks, but that's fine. We'll make it work. Do a little steel color underneath the big chips. You know, I think that's pretty decent there. I'm okay with that. That looks good. I think this beast is the Legend Killer. Joanna was awesome. Joanna's my favorite. I love her. And yes, she's ass. She doesn't have much depth to her. She's a simple lady with simple needs. And violence is one of those needs. Okay, what color was this dry brushing? It looks like it was like close to Tau Light Ochre, maybe? Did we use just yellow ochre? I don't remember. It might have been just fucking Baylor Brown. Come on now. Why don't you bump into things, mister? We got Baylor Brown. We got XV88. Maybe it was XV88. It actually looks a lot like it was XV88. So I think we're going to go with that. And I think this is our brush. Making sure this wasn't an oil brush. I don't think it was. Rage wrapped in steel hard thighs and 2 tiny breasts. I think she had some hard ass erasiness. If she wasn't bitching and crying, she wasn't on the page. I don't think she'd paint it as crying. But you know what? I can hear it. I can see it. All right, let's hit this boy with a nice heavy-handed dry brush of, what color was this? XV88? And we're gonna get it, that dusty dirtiness all over them ankles and feetsies. Let's build up a second layer. So we do a dip, we unload mostly here, and then we unload the light stuff on the light texture. And we're gonna kind of come in with a jabbing attack at the basing material. And there is a little bit here where the original color is kind of not covered at the foot. So we're gonna keep jabbing at this till we have A bit of dusty coverage on the basing. One more attack, one more pass of this stuff. Pretty, almost like an overbrush now. Okay, that looks pretty good. Is this Hidari Habibi? It sure is. I know the music I listen to. Do I smell a nerd fight? Brian Young's Jade Falcon characters? I haven't read enough to have like a favorite character yet. So far, Joanna's up there for me. I even liked I Am Jade Falcon. Although the writing of that like friend she makes in the Solama group is really shitty. I'll give you that one for sure. I did like the whole plot of the Clan Wolf like secret project to pollute all the gene pools with, you know, new and viable genetic material. Alright, so we're layering on our, what was this? Baylor Brown. Putting on the Baylor Brown now. Right. No extra little bits and bobs this time on this base. I think we're actually going to take a little bit of this yellow and work it in our Baylor Brown and have an even brighter tone. And give it a few jabs here and there. Just bring some extra color to that dusty, dirty, disgusting arena. I do think I want to include some kind of little base detailing here. And I think what would be best is a little bit of 3D print support. I bet I have some floating around this desk somewhere. I could clip some off of this. Is this cured? I think it is cured. It's almost dense enough. What about this guy? That's cured. Yeah, let's peel this off. Let's get some of this junk. I want a little bit of that. And we're gonna clip the tips. Horse is a bro too. Yeah. I remember Horse. I remember Horse. Whiny skeletal new pride guy was annoying too. Stop ducking your own pee and go do something. I hate when I have to duck my own pee pee. Because it's like, I'm using it like a jump rope at that point. Okay. So what we're going to do with this now, we're going to take out a little bit of dirty down rust. Let's see if I can free that damn. There we go. Yeah, the new pride dude, fuck that. I actually, like, I feel you there. That guy sucked. So we want to mix up all this like goopy stuff in the bottom of our dirty down rust. And this is one of my favorite little base edition thingy-bobs that we can do here. Unfortunately, we do have to get this thing, like, all that gunk has to get reincorporated into the dirty down rust or it doesn't work. If any of y'all out there have used the dirty down products and you have problems where it does not like cure properly, if it's still like shiny, it's not like perfectly matte. This is why you need to get all the gunk moved in. I do have to disagree a little bit there. Slink. I think that the writing of that character was intentionally bad to really get you to hate the guy. I think I think his shitty writing and his annoying nature is a literary tool, more so than bad writing on that guy. What a fucking tool, dude! Like I that guy sucked so bad. Alpenwolf? I don't know who that is. Who that's from. Admittedly, like I need to read more, and y'all are making me realize this in a big way. I need to read more. All right, so we're gonna pour out a little dirty down rust. I always use a toothpick to like. We just need a bit. There we go. Sloppy steaks at Cugino's. Alright, so we're going to take this thing and we're just going to fucking slather it with dirty down rust. In fact, I'm going to just put it here on this thing. This needs to be like caked in the stuff. In fact, I think we're just going to like rub it in the gunk there. Okay, so we got our dirty down rust. And now let me get some. I got a tweezer over here somewhere. There we go. Let's get this thing out and let it dry. And that should like cure up into some really gnarly rusty bits. In the meantime, while that's drying, I think it's time to dig out a naughty guest palette. I didn't hate him, I just wanted to skip his parts because they added nothing. They fostered dislike for the character. They fostered empathy for the heroine to have to deal with his bullshit. Alright, let's get a fucking lewd ass waifu sticker out for a guest palette. One that is not appropriate. Best thing about the book is only one book, so you don't have to suffer through it once. I loved it. That's the thing, I loved it. I really enjoyed that book. But I went into that book already being an unironic fan of Joanna from the books before. Alright, here's our lewd sticker for the day. That one's pretty bad, right? That's pretty fucking bad. Definitely not appropriate. I swear we'll get through these eventually, and we can go back to Pokemon stickers. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to get some little bits of greenery. Little bits. We want very small tufts. I think the Legend Killer will get a couple bigger ones, and then we want some small bits. So we can put some on the Yinla Wang as well. And then we'll do a second color here as well. And we'll get little piles of the stuff here. There we go. Perfect. All right. It's not the worst, but there's really nothing I like in it. Wolfpack is worse. All right, let's get some glue out on our sticky buddy. Probably a third drop, actually. Hopefully that's enough. All right. So let's start out putting our Legend Killer bits down, I think. We got this rusty bit here first. Let's give that a good swizzle through there and stick it down kind of towards the back, I guess. I think it's a good spot for it there. I really want it sticking up some, but that's good. That's perfectly fine, and we'll take our BSI Instaset accelerant, and we're gonna dabble a little doozy on it. Okay. Now we're gonna give a similar treatment with a few tufts. I got these two big ones right here, so we're gonna do a dip and stick. Dip and stick. There we go. We're gonna hit that with another bit of accelerant. Let it cure up. Same here. I'm gonna grab one more big chunk of material and we're gonna put it towards the back, maybe.
The cream of the crop, and there is no one that does it better.
Okay, that's good. Now what we need to do is grab some little bits, some small pieces of the stuff, and start populating that base. I think we're gonna go for maybe three bits. Here is a good policy. Yeah, these stickers are pretty fucking bad. I try to pick ones that are like that push the line during the videos, but I think during streams we can actually go through these. This is ridiculous. Thank you, Super Glue. Thank you, Super Glue, for being so good at sticking to my tools instead of where I need you to stick.
And a double helping
of gravy, dude. All right, we want to do one more small piece, I think. Let's get this guy right here. And we're try to not get glue on the tool this time. I think we got to get another little bit. Right there is great. Excellent. Let's make sure that's nice and cured. We're gonna do the same treatment over here. Bam, bam, bam. Alrighty, y'all. That is the fucking Legend Killer. I mean, I gotta rim the base still. And I do want to do an extra, god damn it, knock things down, you know, as is tradition. I do want to put a little more dirty down rust on that thing, but it looks like my rust has dried up. I think I'm ahead of schedule tonight, y'all. 3:33 p.m. Not too bad. That way I could take a small break before the dick stream. Alright, so we want a few little bits on the Yin-Lo Wang while we're here though. So let's get one of those and stick. Of course, it's immediately cured onto the, like, I don't, fucking hell, dude. Hey, we know a lot more about how super glue works than we did 2 days ago. Oh yeah. Dude, if y'all haven't seen the Veritasium video on super glue, it was really fucking good. It's really good. That guy does good work. Really fun, informative videos. Sometimes it's really like, oh, come the fuck on, dude. Quit fighting me, glue. Jesus goddamn Christ. What was I saying? Yes, super glue. Super glue is cool stuff. Watch the video if you ain't seen it. Veritasium did a really, really good video on super glue. It might elucidate why moments like I'm describing now, like I'm struggling with now, happen. All right, there we go. Should I ceremoniously rim job this boy before we call it? I think I should. I think I should. Thank you, Sticky Lady. Your efforts are appreciated. Okay. What is this notification I have from YouTube? Something I have seen multiple times. The app decided to send me again. Yes. Okay. As always, we're going to use our Golden Fluid Acrylics Carbon Black. Golden Carbon Black. I'm going to put a bunch out, and it's way too thick for normal use because it's made for painting. For like painting and not miniature painting. So I'm going to thin it out. And we're going to switch back to our 6-round. Stir this up. And this is going to take multiple passes to actually do. But I want to ceremoniously end our happy little paint up of the Legend Killer with a good rimming. As everybody knows, once you go in with that, like, that final coat of the black, it looks done. And you can see I have some issues here with surface tension. That's probably thanks to the super glue accelerant that I used, or maybe some kind of chemical in the brush from the dirty down. But this is just a ceremonious rimming. I'm gonna have to go around this like 4 or 5 times to get it fully done. But I do think that running around the base with the black makes it feel complete in spirit. Yeah, it's gonna take a few coats to resist all that beating that we have. But there she is, the Legend Killer. I did not record a video on this one, so this was stream only exclusive. I want to thank y'all for stopping through and checking it out. I hope you had fun today. She is done. Gray Noten's ride is just about ready to ship, and I think that together, I mean, that's a decent approximation of the box art, I think. So they come out all right. Look forward to the video for Yinlo Wang. Not sure exactly when it's coming. It's coming soon. Gray Noten did nothing wrong. I don't know anything about him. All right. Thank you for the push-ups as well. Yeah. Another Nate.
I do. Give me 10.
Lots of love to everybody out there in chat. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me here on Country 5 Minis. We'll have more painting, more fun stuff coming up soon. And if you want to get some D&D in your life, here in about 2 hours, I'm going to be joining the Dicks in the Dark and playing a little D&D. Playing a little, like, first edition D&D. Or I guess it's second edition original D&D. The BX. The red and blue books. The red and blue books that came in that original box set. So yeah, thank y'all so much, and have a fabulous day. I'm going to do those push-ups, Mr. Nate. You're not going to get slighted, but I'm going to click the button. Thanks to the new subscribers, and catch y'all soon. Goodbye. I'm going to do those push-ups right meow. Right meow. That's 50 today, y'all. That's 50. 50. That's 50 today. Thank y'all. That's 50. See you later. You guys will get a link. And if you need a link, let me know on the Discord.